But again, today's topic is support and customer resources. So without further ado, we will go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to turn off my camera so that you guys can focus on the presentation, and we'll get started. We're not going to spend any time in the platform today, guys. Just know that there's no need to follow along on the web console or in the mobile app. Everything we're going to do today is going to be based in the slide deck and a couple of other websites that we will take a look at. So today's agenda, we're going to talk about support. Is this going to be self-service or real-time? We're going to talk about some of the resources that we have available, to include some of our social channels, the working groups, as well as some of the video documentation that's available out there. And then we can talk about just briefly into our operational support. And so this is on-site assistance when you need it most. And we will end today, as we always do, with a Q&A session. So first and foremost, at DroneSense, we strive to provide you top-notch service and support with assistance and resources available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, nights, weekends, holidays. It does not matter. There will always be a real person that you can get in touch with to help you navigate whatever issues you are having. If any of you have ever sat on a demo with me or any training with me, you know that this is something I harp on a lot, because I do not believe you will find better customer service and customer support than you will from our team. So first and foremost, let's talk about self-service support. And what does that mean? Well, I want to talk about the DroneSense support site. You can see the link there, www.support.dronesense.com. Understand that the DroneSense support site is broken down into 7 different sections to help you self-service and hopefully find the exact information you're looking for. This is something that is constantly updating, constantly evolving with new articles, new documents, new workflows, new videos, etc. Before we jump over there and take a look, I just kind of want to give you a rundown of what you can expect to find on the support site, starting with our getting started guides. So here is going to be very, very basic introduction videos, overview documentation on the entire platform. There's actually a whole section on support basics, very similar to what we're going to cover today. Some guides on setting up new programs. And then one of the big ones that we always get asked about is large scale events prep, because those seem to be the types of things that bring new customers to us, is coverage of large scale events or operations. From the getting started section, we can move into the what's new section. And this is the section of our support site that is updated the most. So this is where all the release notes come, whether these are web update release notes, mobile app release notes for both iOS and Android. And then we also provide some DJI specific info on current firmware as well as software updates within the DJI platforms. We move from what's new into AXDS, or Axon Air powered by DroneSense. This is specific guidance for the Axon version of our platform. So again, Axon release notes, mobile release notes for both Android and iOS, live streaming basics, not only for Ops Hub in our backend, but also for the Axon Respond backend. Some getting started guides, as well as evidence of integration and functionality. Again, this is going to be specific to those of you that are using the Axon Air powered by DroneSense version of the platform. From AXDS, we get into the DroneSense mobile information. So basically a full overview of the main interface on the mobile app. Some basics on general settings and drone settings, understanding the map and some of the map controls to include markers, some camera controls and settings, basics on flight planning, as well as some of the collaborative tools that are available in the mobile application. From there, we get into kind of the Ops Hub section of the support site, covering general USIX, streaming basics, Esri layer workflows, map feature layer workflows, and some of the interoperability tools that live on Ops Hub. The Esri layer workflow, I got to take a second and shout out one of my teammates who just finished overhauling that documentation. So credit to Alex and Eric Thompson, if you guys are on the call today. Great update to that document. From Operations Hub, we get into an overview on the web console. So again, documentation on flights and mission, planning, team and members, hardware basics, training, maintenance and safety. And then there's a full section dedicated to just the admin panel as well. The last section, and I think probably the most important section for self-service, is going to be the FAQ and troubleshooting section. So handling login issues, basic drone operation problems. There's a lot of information there on network and data documentation, including firewall documentation. We run into this a lot, where sometimes we get blocked by agency firewalls, municipal firewalls. And so there's some ports that need to be opened, some IPs that need to be whitelisted. All that information can be found on the support site. There's also an overview on the QEP process, which I tend to kind of spearhead. And then a whole section on video streaming issues as well. Now, before we jump into the real-time support section, I just want to hop over real quick to the support site and let you guys have an idea of what this looks like. Please don't pay attention to the top bar. That's more dedicated to our administrative side of things. But here you can see the breakdown for all of those 7 sections. So just real quick, if we jump into the what's new section, you can see we have all of our prior release notes, 28 total articles here, specific to the web, 62 total articles specific to release notes for our mobile application, and then a couple bits on DJI specific updates. But jumping back in over here, if we jump into, again, the mobile application, you'll see, tons of documentation, tons of workflows, again, meant to be completely self-service for you and your team members to hopefully find additional information without necessarily having to reach out or wait for somebody at DroneSense. What I'm going to do next is jump back over to my slide deck here. And let's talk through real-time support. So obviously, if self-service support is not working for you, or you can't find the information that you're looking for, or maybe we don't have that information on our support site, we have a team of real-time in-person support professionals standing by 24/7, 365, nights, weekends, holidays, does not matter. And there's 3 ways to reach that team. So the first and foremost, this is pretty new for us, but you can call 1-833-DS-HELP-5. We spooled this up around April of last year using a third-party company called Fortress UAV. Sometimes we have some of the Fortress members here on the call, but this is our real-time basic support team. These folks are standing by 24/7, 365 with a basic platform understanding as well as some basic workflow and operations understanding. The big piece for me is this is a US-based support team. We are not blasting you to an overseas call center where you're going to get the runaround and have to talk to 20 different people before you get connected to the person who's going to give you an answer. This is a very small, very, very capable team of people who are drone industry professionals. If they cannot answer your problem or give you the support you need, they can very easily escalate it to our development team, our engineering team, and any of our success team to handle more complex issues. And again, these guys are standing by 24/7, 365. Beyond calling the help number, you can also send us an email to help@dronesense.com. This is directly integrated into our Zendesk support ticket, our support system. So what this is going to do, if you send that email, it's going to blast this email to several different members of our team, but it's also going to create a support ticket that has visibility across most of our team as well as our Fortress support team. For me, this is the best option for simple problems, password resets, password issues, feature requests, things like that. And in the overnight hours, this is actually tied into pager duty. So you're going to get that same level of response and support by emailing us as you would from calling us. There's always going to be somebody available to talk to. The last way, and I think another pretty simple way at getting in touch with our support team, is to use the support bubble on the support site. So this is also directly connected to our Zendesk support system and is visible across those same teams, including our Fortress support team. So real quick, if I just jump back over to the support site, regardless of what section you land at, there's always going to be this little blue bubble down here in the bottom right-hand corner. You can very easily start getting some support here And you also have the ability to submit a request up here at the top as well. So a lot of different ways to get at our support team. I'm going to jump right back over to our slide deck here. And now that we've kind of outlined the support side of things, I want to talk about some of the customer resources that are available to you. Because at DroneSense, we want to provide you resources not only to expand your knowledge base, but to grow your program and then potentially turn around and share that knowledge with other DroneSense users. And this isn't just limited to DroneSense. This can also be from a program or operations perspective. And there's a lot of resources available. So first and foremost, find us on YouTube. I'll leave this slide up for just a minute for you guys if you want to take a picture of that link or copy that link. I can also make sure that we get that posted in the chat here. So if you just give me 1 second, I will post this link in the chat as well. So this is direct link to our YouTube channel. So on the YouTube channel, you'll find customer-led webinars that we've done with some of our power users. You'll find an archive of all of our basic training videos. So every single one of our basic training videos gets recorded and uploaded to the site. And then also there's some very basic, anywhere from 30, 90, 2-minute, 5-minute long basic workflow videos there as well. And a lot of these are cross-linked across the support site as well. From our YouTube channel, I'd also ask if you're on social media to come find our user group on Facebook. I'll also post a copy of this link in the chat as well. For those of you on social media, this is a banger of a resource. You'll find posts and polls from the DroneSense team, looking for insight on hardware, looking to see what your agency is doing when it comes to maintenance, all kinds of different posts and polls. You'll get reminders on upcoming training, webinars, and events that we're participating in. And then it also gives you the ability to interact with other DroneSense users to discuss things like best practices, use cases, training opportunities, and even, again, beyond the DroneSense platform, operational requirements, operational, best practices, and things like that. So a ton of resources available there on the Facebook user group. Understand that when you attempt to join the Facebook user group, there are 3 basic questions you get asked. Are you a DroneSense customer? Yes or no? What organization are you from? And tell us a little bit about your program. If you do not answer those questions, you will not be admitted into the group. This is just a way we try to cut down on spam and keep the membership relevant to the platform. So again, if for some reason you have submitted a request to join the group and it hasn't been approved, maybe go back and finish up those membership questions. Beyond the Facebook group, one thing we're talking about, we're in the process of kind of our operational support piece. So the DroneSense CS team, which is myself, Alex Armstrong, Coit Kessler, John McLeod, we're in the process of spooling up our DRT, or our DroneSense Response Team. And this will be able to assist your agency when you need it most. Right now, this is going to be handled on like a case-by-case basis and may incur additional costs outside of platform pricing. But this is for things like large-scale events coverage and assistance. As many of you know, we were involved in operations for the Indy 500, several different gubernatorial inaugurations. We assisted with the Super Bowl here in Atlanta. But we can also come on site to assist for man-made or natural disasters. So many of you on the call know that I spent a week and a half in Surfside following the collapse. Coit Kessler just spent a little over 24 hours working with Bastrop Fire and several other agencies in Texas on what I believe was the Rolling Pines incident that happened here just about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Because of the operational knowledge that we have, we are excited to be able to offer this to your agencies. This can also include on-site training, as well as multi-agency demo days or fly days. That's something that's going to be available as well. And that's something we'll be providing more information on as we continue to spool up that side of the that side of the program. What I want to do now real quick is just jump over to the YouTube channel and just give you an idea of some of the information that is available here. If you'll just give me 1 second here. All right. So you should be looking at our YouTube page here, and you can see copies of all of our basic training videos. We got our customer-led webinars. So this is Sean Qualley up in Dakota County. And then we should have Chief Les Cruz from Monarch Fire, hands-on webinar with Brandon Carr out of Pearland. So a lot of information here. And again, all of some feature webinars and basic training, some Operations Hub guides, lots of information available here for you and your team to self-service. The last place I'm going to briefly jump over to is just give you an idea of what the Facebook user group looks like. Again, if you're on social media, it's going to look like any other group you're a part of. Right now, we are 431 members strong, and you can see we get posts from the DroneSense team, as well as release posts when we push out new releases. So those of you should have seen that on the 24th, we had an iOS, an Android, and a web release go out. We do a lot. We do a lot of reach out trying to find agencies. So, for example, this post that I posted on the 6th was looking for agencies that are working with iCore robots because we have finally worked through a workflow to get streaming from the iCore robots into DroneSense. So, a lot of really cool things happening here in the Facebook user group that you might otherwise miss out on. So, just wanted to give you guys a view at that. And again, we are only 20 minutes past here. But I know this is very important information that I wanted to pass on to all of you. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up for the day. I really appreciate you all joining us. As always, you can reach out to help@dronesense.com for anything you may need, or for operational support. Myself, Alex, or Coit are always available.
Josh, did you throw up the QR code?
Oh, yeah. You want me to throw up your QR code? Alex loves this QR code because this is what he created. So give me 1 second. Let me get this QR code back up for you guys to see. Get down to my last slide. There you go. All right. This QR code will give you the phone number, link to the support side, and a ton of other information. I'll leave this up as we wrap up here today, guys. Again, thank you all for your time. If you come up with any questions, comments, concerns, feature requests, hit us at help@dronesense.com.